Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? So,
This is a story about control.
my control. Control of what I say, control of what I do. And this time.
And this time I'm gonna do it my way.
Alright, so
I hope you enjoy this as much as
I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. I didn't actually enjoy it. But I want to talk to you guys.
Because it's all about control. And I've got lots of it.
It's all about control and I've got lots of it. Hey. Hey, everybody feel like dancing? Anyway, my name is Gipson-Willis. Your favorite dream pusher, licensed therapist, coach. If you coming in, say hey, tell me who you are. I told you guys I was going to talk about this the other day, and then I don't know, I took a nap or something. It's late, but I wanted to get in and talk about this because as I'm having more conversations with a lot of you about this purpose masterclass and the things that get in our way, I want to be having more of those conversations, right? Obviously, the masterclass is going to cover a lot more, but I thought it was important to share some of what some of my own personal experiences, right? So the other day I posted something about the vulnerability post, right? Vulnerability, put myself in transparency and sharing some things. Let me tell you guys what happened. The long and short of it was I made a plan, and that plan involved renting a car, and I had big plans that day. And the place that I rented the car through failed to tell me that they closed at the exact moment that I was supposed to pick up. So when I went to pick up, the car wasn't open. It wasn't open. Then I went to rent another car, whatever, right? So basically, I had an adult tantrum. And this is the thing. I'm pretty self-aware. I like to think I'm pretty self-aware. If you come in here and say, hey, I'm pretty self-aware. But when I tell you I had, it was tantamount to a, hey, who was that? Hey, Oscar. It was tantamount to, yeah, it was a tantrum. It was a tantrum. And I'm literally talking to these people like they crazy. Like, yo, your customer service sucks and y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't even want to know. And it's me. Like, I'm your favorite dream pusher. And I tend to be a pretty mild-mannered person. I tend to be a person who doesn't allow things like that to really get under my skin, because I tend to have this everything happens for a reason type of mentality. Like, yo, the reason it didn't happen is probably because something's going to happen. Like later on that day, I found out that part of the highway fell off. So, maybe there's a reason it happens. But when I found myself that ridiculously triggered, right? I found myself that ridiculously triggered, and I couldn't understand why. I knew I had to do a deep dive, right? I had to do a deep dive. I don't know if any of you ever caught yourself off guard by that, like that. Like you caught yourself off guard that something that you didn't think or that normally wouldn't have got you upset. And so it's got me to thinking about how those blind spots, right? We'll talk about blind spots in the masterclass. If you haven't already signed up for the masterclass, the login's right there. I made more room. There's 103 people there already registered. And so I'm making room for the rest of you who still want to go, because we're still a week out, right? It starts a week from today. You're built for more purpose masterclass. Anyway, so I'll be talking more about it there. But what I wanted to do is kind of use this as something to show you that the best of us, and by the best of us, I mean those of us who have who are pretty introspective, who are pretty self-aware, right? I tend to be a pretty self-aware, pretty introspective person. At least I thought. It wasn't until I started to get outside eyes that I trust, right, that was able to help me identify some of my blind spots. And so when I had that moment where I found myself ridiculously upset and annoyed, I had to do some evaluation, right? I literally sat with it all day. And I said, okay, Rhonda, what was that trigger? What was the thing that caused you to go from 0 to 100 when you typically don't about things like this, right? What caused you to go 0 to 100? Because in the grand scheme of things, like I could replan my plans, right? I could redo those things. And as I sat with it, the thing that occurred to me was that it was about the lack of control. It was about the lack of control. And it got me to thinking about how many clients I have, right? I have therapy clients, I have coaching clients, and a lot of our discussions revolve around their level of perceived control. Their level of perceived control, right? And I recognized that I too was operating in that place where when what it was I thought I should be able to control, when that was threatened, it impacted me in a way that I showed up in a way that I didn't intend to, in a way that was not really in alignment with who I am or who I want to be, right? And I didn't cuss nobody out. So just so we're clear, I didn't cuss nobody out, but I did talk real forcibly to some people who had they couldn't change the situation, right? They couldn't change the situation. I was literally apologizing to them like, I'm sorry, I'm just extremely frustrated. And then it got me to thinking about how control really impacts a lot of our ability or inability to reach our purpose or do what it is that we're purposed to do. So whether that control is related to wanting to control every aspect of your life, right? The fear that drives the control that keeps you from letting go and doing what it is that you are meant to do and stepping outside of your comfort zone, whether it's the control in wanting to do everything perfectly, whether it's the control in whatever, pick your thing here. How is control showing up in your life in a way that is crippling you, in a way that is impacting you negatively, in a way that is getting in your way, and you don't even realize that the basic underlying issue is not what you believe that it is. The basic underlying issue is really about control. It's really about control. And here's the thing that I know, right? Because when I'm in the middle of sessions and we're peeling back the onion, so to speak, of some of the issues that my clients are experiencing, oftentimes it points to control. Either the desire to have more or the fear of losing the control that they have, right? It has something to do with that. And so what I want to do, because this is going to be a really quick live, y'all, really quick live. I want you to really think about the things that you struggle with the most and ask yourself, how does control play into that? How does control, your level of wanting control or preserving control or fearing losing control, how does it play into that? How does it play into that? And what I would imagine is going to happen is, if you really think about it long enough, you're going to come to find that control is controlling you. Your fear of control or your desire to control is controlling you. And so I encourage you to take a look at that and what needs to happen to straighten that out. Because what tends to happen is, you ever driving, like you're driving real fast down the road and then something jumps in front of you, and in an attempt to control the situation, you sometimes overcorrect. There are a lot of you who are overcorrecting your lives based off of the illusion of control. Does that make sense? All right, so I know it's late, and I just promised a quick video on tonight because it's late and I just wanted to make sure I did one. But talk amongst yourselves, because the control is real, but the illusion of it is realer. All right, y'all. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.